such an asshole.
I'll be honest. I don't think I got an answer to this one. The answer is depends, and haven't thought much about it, but I think I got kind of a good. Here's how I would approach it type of deal. So let me go ahead and read the request. Dear Cappy, I was listening to Rollo Tomasi. Who's that guy? Video on boundaries and how some should be automatically understood without explanation. That is true. The example he gives is your woman asking if you're okay with her going out with her girlfriends to certain places. According to him, if she has genuine desire for you, she would never ask that question. If she does ask, you tell her you're okay with it. As soon as she's gone, you kick her out of your life. Probably not out of the house, but you kick her out of the life. On one hand, I understand why he thinks that way, but in some ways it seems hypocritical. I mean, men get pretty pissed off when women expect them to read their minds. You're 100% right. You're 100% right. Curious to know what your thoughts are in a video response. All right. So, my general depends answer is that it depends on the environment. And even here, the scenario you give, I would need more information. So, when you say, or when Rollo said, the example is he gives is your woman asking if you're okay with her going with her girlfriends to certain places. So, if her and her girlfriends are going to, like, my girlfriend has female friends. Me and my girlfriends are going to go to the wine place, right? I'm like, thank God, because I don't want to go. Generally, you gonna do girl thing? You get to go. I don't know. Get out of here. And I'm also very pro individual. Like, I don't want her just hanging around me all the time. Like, no, go do your thing. Go do your thing with your friends. But I think what probably Roll is talking about there is saying, like, me and my girlfriends are going to Vegas for a weekend. Me and my girlfriends are going to the South Caribbean island place on a resort. Is it okay? And here, even then, it would depend, right? Let's say you're young and she's really young. She's like 19 or 21 or whatever. Me and my girlfriends are going to go. Well, one, you should know if you're dating a 21-year-old. Yeah, they're not. It really is your turn. I mean, it's not a relationship. And you should have the mentality, this isn't a thing. This is very temporary. I could even understand, yeah, you probably haven't been to Vegas. You and your girlfriends would want to go. Perhaps I'm too libertarian. Perhaps I'm too naive. But I would not assume a girl that young, we're at a stable relationship and she's committed to me. And I would almost expect, yeah, she probably is going to go and get dick down over there, wherever she might happen to be going. If I've been with a woman for a while, she's my wife, or she's 30, me and my girlfriends are going to go like down to Vegas. All right, well, this relationship, if we have one, it's over, right? And I like Rollo's approach where you're right. She should self-govern. You shouldn't have to say, if you do, this is over, because you want to see what her reaction and you want to see her natural behavior. You're not there hawking over her. You're not there spying on her. You don't want to do that either. It's a pain in the ass. You just be like, okay, yeah, by that age, by that time, oh yeah, you want to get dick down. I get it. Fine. And he's 100% right. You don't even say, you better not. No, I'm not doing that. I want the girl to willingly be with me without me having to cajole or convince. I want her to be loyal without any kind of coercion. And here's the thing, if she's already doing that, it is over, and he is right. So there's no reason to even bother with you do that. There's no ultimatum. There's no if then. Say, if you do that, then da, 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 da. It's like, cool, okay. Have fun, babe. And yeah, I hate to say it, it would be kind of a, yeah, if you're married, like, yeah, your marriage is probably over. I hate to sound so conclusive because I know couples where they've been married forever. This guy could absolutely trust her wife. Her and her girlfriends would go down to Vegas. And so again, it would depend on, do you trust your wife? But yeah, if it's like me and my party girl, like the girls I hung out with last night. Oh my God. Never again. Never again. Yeah, it is it's situation specific. It's highly dependent upon the environment and the people. And so since that doesn't really kind of answer it, I, it's case by case, and you don't want to have like a strict policy because policy is like an absence of thought or intelligence. A no gun policy at school, kid choose a Pop Tart in the form of a gun. We got to ban them. I'm like, really? All right. But the rule I kind of came up with is, do you have to be a parent? Not a parent. I mean, a parent. Do you have to manage your partner, your spouse, your woman like a child? Right? Is it now, is this an obligation? Now do I have a lifetime chore of, sweetheart, you shouldn't da 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 da. And that's where I would draw the line. Or use as a rule of thumb to kind of like, okay, what is this situation? Right? And if I now have to explain to my significant other why that's a bad idea and that she shouldn't do that. Forget whether she wants to find dick on the side. That's germane to the conversation. For me, it would be, do I really have to explain this to you? It's like I'm trying to think, like finances, right? Do I have to explain to you why you should not have debt, right? My girlfriend's never going to walk into the door. Oh, by the way, I bought a car, which she have every right too. She got her own money, right? But she's never going to walk into the door like, oh, I signed up for a 17% Lexus fancy thingy car. The payment is $800. I don't have to do that, right? But a lot of you guys, a lot of you married guys do, especially all of you people in Castle Rock, which I have an entire chapter on the town of Castle Rock, Colorado, my latest book, Zero World Problems. It's a daily event. Bipsy, the trophy wife, walks in. Honey, and I made stupid decision. And now you have to be a parent. You have a child. You have a liability that needs to be managed. That's where I'd be like, yeah, it's over. It's over. If you're in a committed relationship with a woman, right? Not a fling, not a teeny bopper, like girl you're just banging because she's 22 and hot. But if you're in a committed relationship with a woman and you have to manage her, it's almost the opposite of enforcing. Like I was a little cringe in writing the title to this video. I don't want to enforce boundaries. You should have the self-discipline to enforce your boundaries yourself. Yeah, we have early conversations up front in the relationship. Here's what is going to happen. If you don't like it, we don't have to continue on. I don't want to be enforcing boundaries. I don't want a child. I had a vasectomy almost 20 years ago. I don't want kids, and I sure the hell am not going to tolerate a child in my significant other. I want to say, the reason you can't do that, sweetheart, is because we don't have money in the budget. And I want, said the 42-year-old woman. Oh God, no, that's exhausting. That's just exhausting. So the idea, in other words, the answer to the title or the question is the antithesis. You shouldn't have to enforce boundaries. I mean, enforce them early on. Like, here's where it's going to be, just so you know. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, people are going to screw up. Hey, if you ever do that again, I'm gone. But if you're constantly enforcing boundaries because this person has no boundaries, they lack self-discipline, or they're just not that interested in you, yeah, it's over. That's what I would say is, if you have to, after a while, after the initial explanation, exploratory, and I got to explain to you why you can't. I'm trying to think of some. I don't have these problems because I explain my boundaries very clearly. I'm trying to think, what is the normal guy problem? What does the average Minnesota man, the average married Minnesota, I'll give you a perfect example. Let's say me and the GF had a kid, right? And little Aaron Jr. or Aaron Nika Jr. was going off to college. even my kids, I wouldn't have to enforce the boundary because it'd be abundantly clear early on that they would not be going to college for stupid shit, right? And if my daughter or son came up to me and says, Daddy, I want to major in finger painting studies over at McAllister with all the other low IQ idiots, I would say no. And you know what? There wouldn't be an argument with my girlfriend either. She'd be like, yeah, that's dumb. You're not doing that. Because she knows, like, yeah, that's stupid. She would enforce the boundary on the children. Unlike your average Minnesota man, the average Minnesota father, who daughter comes up to him, Daddy, I want to major in finger painting studies at McAllister. And he's already wincing because the wife is looking at him. She's like this. And he's looking for his balls, but he can't find. Oh, that's right. It's in his wife's purse. She's got the purse. She's doing this. I got your balls. I'll divorce you in half a second. And Daddy, it costs $80,000 a year to go to McAllister with all the other special needs, spoiled suburbanite privileged pieces of shit. So that'd be $240,000. And there's wifey. And the man should say, he should enforce the boundary. No, sweetheart, that's the dumbest freaking thing I've ever heard in my life. And we're not crippling the family finances, let alone your finances for that. What? Anything for this? Let's say, Aaron, I want to go to Minnesota. I want to blend in, right? I'm a guy. I want to blend in Minnesota. How do I do it? You just have to say, nothing's too good for Daddy's little princess. And yes, dear. If you could shake and cower a little bit, no one will know you're not a Minnesota man. Don't think you're one of them. When does your wife let your balls out? And then this is key. I've seen it so many. I can fake it. Like people think I'm a Minnesota man. That's all the Minnesota men do. Yes, dear. I'll go work some more. No, my woman, and that would be a good woman, a good spouse, right? Because she's enforcing the boundaries on the kids. But if you have to explain to both, you got two children now. If you have to explain to your whatever 17-year-old daughter, no, you're not majoring in butt plug studies over at McAllister, and then you got to explain to your wife, well, she should too. Now you got two children you're arguing with. And goodbye to both of them. Now you screwed up. I don't know how you got to the point where you got a wife like that and a 17-year-old daughter. I think they're going to go major in butt plug studies at McAllister. You have failed somewhere along the line, but the relationship is over. It's over. It's over at that point in time. So anytime you are having to be a parent to your significant other, then yeah, it's done. Like I don't have time, and neither do you, to be governing what should be an adult doing with the intelligence and wisdom and maturity to make adult decisions. That's probably a great conversation to have. Look, if I got to explain basic shit to you, like spend less than you make and fix the car and maintenance on the house. I mean, just if you're just going to be a liability to me, I'm not. And that includes sucking some other guy's dick. You know what? Go suck the other guy's dick, but I'm not here. So hopefully that provides a little bit of a rule. All right, there you guys go. Questions, answers, assholeconsulting.com. Oh, also link below. Zero World Problems, the book. There's a chapter in there about not having relationships. It's about higher standards of living that have nothing to do with money. There's a chapter in there about you don't argue with your spouse. You have an argueless marriage, a marriage or a relationship with no arguing. It is 100% doable. It is absolutely 100% attainable. It's very simple. You just say, yeah, we're not arguing. You will have a reasoned discussion with me. Oh, Aaron, women are like, have you tried? Have you said, like, we're not arguing? If you got a problem, you will talk to me in a normal tone. What's the problem? It's amazing how arguments go away. An argument-free marriage, for $17, but I think $16.95 plus shipping and handling. Zero World Problems, available on Amazon, link below. That's it. See you guys later. Toodles.